Our movie begins with this old man who has been diagnosed with advanced brain cancer. He asked the doctor about his remaining life expectancy. He informed him that it would only be for a few months. Upon leaving the doctor's office, he found this person stealing valuable items from a patient with severe hand injuries. The thief found himself trapped in this strange machine and had no room to move. Then, he heard someone say,
"I'd like to play a game."
The game's rules require to keep his eyes intact in exchange for sacrificing his precious fingers. And to survive, he must move the cursor to number 5, and he has only 60 seconds to do so. Once he moved the cursor to number 1, he broke his first finger and proceeded with numbers 2, 3, and 4. But he couldn't finish number 5, so his eyes were gouged out and thrown out. Thankfully, this old man was only dreaming and it didn't actually happen. When he came out and sat down to finish some papers, he was seen by this man who is also a cancer patient. The surprise is that he was completely cured of his late-stage cancer, which is a miracle. And the doctor who treated him was named Finn Peterson. His treatment involves taking a drug before having surgery. What a hope. Unfortunately, the treatment isn't available in the USA. It's only available in Norway, and there's no way to contact him, but he has his own website name. After searching for the website, John came across a video about the doctor. After further research, he found the doctor's daughter talking about the government and pharmaceutical companies fighting the doctor for political and economic goals. John sent a message on the website, and while he was sleeping, his phone rang. Cecilia called him and told him that the nearest appointment would be in 3 months, and of course he might not be alive till then. She told him that she's in Mexico with a good team of specialists and there's a group of patients who will be treated in a week if he wants to join them. He immediately accepted the offer and flew to Mexico. He met the driver who would pick him up, and when they reached an isolated place in the forest, they were attacked by a group of armed men. They asked about his name and he replied. Then they took him along with them and arrived at a remote place, similar to a farm. When he entered, Dr. Cecilia welcomed him and apologized about what happened, as that was a security precaution, because pharmaceutical companies are tracking them everywhere. As they entered, he saw the mini-clinic where the operations were performed. Upon entering the operating room, she introduced him to the medical team, and to this patient named Sears, who had thyroid cancer. But he was completely cured. The next day, the doctor told him that they would operate on him awake, so that they wouldn't cause any damage to his brain when removing the tumor. After the operation's success, she explained to him how to take the medicine and what would be necessary. He went outside to get some fresh air while drawing manuscripts, which is his favorite hobby. When he returned, he was surprised to find the place empty. Everything looks like a mess. He went to the mirror and removed the bandage. He looked at his head from behind, but there was no sign of the surgery. What a poor man. In the city, while this driver was asking a customer who had just boarded about his destination, he was hit violently and ended up tied, and John by his side. He didn't hesitate to cut the rope, and found himself having activated the 2 bombs in his hands. He's the one who played the role of Dr. Cortaz. To survive, he has to remove the bombs from his hands, as he removes the tumor, otherwise he will die. He removed the first bomb, then proceeded to remove the second. He finally managed to survive, and now it's the others' turn. Valentina, Gabriella, Matteo, and Cecilia all found themselves trapped and shackled. They are now paying for their role in manipulating dying people and providing false hope for survival. And as expected, they all ended up dead. Cecilia's fortune was estimated to be $8 million as a result. Now they have to clear their sins. This is not revenge. The game started with Valentina, and the key to her survival is this jelly saw that easily cuts the bone. She has to cut off her leg and pass 85 grams of bone marrow through the tube. She's running out of time. Well done. She now has to fill the cup, but time is running out quickly. Unfortunately, she failed miserably because she didn't value her life enough to survive. The phone rang. It seems that someone called. Cecilia took Valentina's intestines to drag the table. She grabbed the phone but didn't finish the call. Someone has entered the place and is looking for his money, which was taken from him. But she managed to hit him on the head, causing him to lose consciousness, and found himself tied up. John assures him that his money is with them and he will get it back, but he must first play a game. Now it's Matteo's turn. He has to remove a portion of his brain and put it in the glass enzyme jar when it melts. Then the circle will be closed and he will survive. What a bad luck. but there is no way out. The portion began to melt, but time ran out, and he succumbed to electrocution. John told his friend that it was Sears's turn to play the game. She had to untie him to see if he would play by the rules. It's Gabriella's turn now. Gabriella had to cut off her leg and hand to survive. Not doing it, the powerful radiation will kill her. Seems that her enthusiasm for life is becoming more intense. But Sears seems to be untrustworthy. Now they have to pay for their stupidity. It seems that Cecilia's lover came to rescue her, and isn't sick as he claimed before. She unlocked her, and John tied himself in her place. Now it's his turn to play the game. Oddly enough, John told Sears that Cecilia would kill him as she did with the rest of the patients. But Cecilia brought that innocent child and tied him up with John. Maybe it's the end. Now it's time to get money. What a bad and disgusting thing. An endless spiral. Cecilia pulled the money purse, but it turns out to be a trick. The countdown began, but the gun was malfunctioning and the bullets were depleted. The child and John survived. What a tight and smart game. It appears that John had all the information and knowledge, and he planned this with precision. To survive, Cecilia and Sears must make a sacrifice. If one survives, the other will suffocate with gas. They began fighting as if they were enemies, not lovers. In the end, Sears was killed by the woman he saved. What a bad ending. Since John had only 2 months left to live, he gave the money to the little boy, Carlos.